spirit of the times to try the luck of the draw then. Well, today, that spirit is not lost in the East Bay town of Pacheco. But Sherry Hu found out that rugged men are no longer the only ones in the game.
She's a throwback to the days of the Wild West. Meet DiamondSyl, the proprietress of a modern-day casino. She runs it all, from a bar to a kitchen that cooks up prime rib and eggs Benedict. But the main attraction here appeals to the fancy of anyone who wants to take a chance. You see, DiamondSyl's draw is poker. Sylvia Sherrick, or Diamond as she calls herself, says she may well be the only woman in the state of California to own her own card room. Up until the 70s, she says this was never considered a woman's business. Yet, being a newcomer didn't hurt, and in fact, she says she used it to her advantage to build a successful club.
I provide services for other people to gamble, and the main thing is to make sure that people are comfortable, that they're having a good time, that they're well taken care of. And I think that that's a natural asset a woman has. I mean, that's almost the role that women have been playing for a long time.
Poker is one of the few forms of legalized gambling in the state, and as far as Diamond is concerned, she's carrying on a tradition.
In the gold rush days, everybody played poker. It was a California tradition. And if they arrested, you know, they had tried to arrest all the men that played lowball, they would have everybody in jail. So they allowed what they call California draw poker. The house doesn't play, and it's considered a game of chance and not skill, where some of the other games are considered a game of skill. And it's been just kind of a California tradition, and so they've allowed it.
Specialty of the house is lowball poker, which basically means this, ace 2, 3, 4, 5, a low hand is a winning hand. Unlike Nevada gambling, players don't bet against the dealer, but against each other. Except for the 5% she takes, Diamond says the winnings go back to the players, which she claims makes it more like neighborly fun. Just ask someone like June, who says she's been visiting card parlors for close to 15 years now.
Oh, I enjoy the friendship of the people, mostly. And plus, I just love to play cards. I like to win, of course, but that's not always possible. But I enjoy the fellowship of the people, mostly.
Although chances are it won't happen, DiamondSyl says she'd like everyone to walk out a winner. In Pacheco, Sherry Hu, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
There are about a dozen card parlors in Contra Costa County. Poker is legal throughout California, but each county has to decide where and how many card parlors to allow. Dave?
If a bigger casino is more your style, don't go away. Stay right where you are, because coming up, the newly redecorated casino at Tahoe. It's one of the biggest casinos up there, and wait till you see
Is the lady who owns and operates it. Her friends call her Diamond, and her friends include all her customers. George Watson has the story coming up on segment 2. Frequently had a lady friend who ran the gambling joint in town. She was always a woman of the world, definitely a woman, not a girl. She had a tough exterior, but a heart of gold, among other assets. Well, DiamondSyl did not step out of a movie, and her gambling joint is a real one. But there are resemblances, George Watson tells it.
DiamondSyl's is nestled away in a little place that long ago used to be a stagecoach stop. Today, this palace in Pacheco is a place for good food, an honest drink, and a chance to play a little cards. Lowball, to be exact. Sylvia Sherrick runs the place and does so with a velvet glove as opposed to an iron hand.
How are you doing here?
Fine, fine.
Fine? You don't need any luck, huh? How are you doing?
I need luck.
Okay, I'll give you some luck, but he doesn't need any.
Mrs. Sherrick is very much the boss, but she still wants her customers to feel as though they found a home away from home. In fact, Mrs. Sherrick makes you feel right at home right away as she grabs you with deep blue eyes and warmly invites you to call her Diamond. All her friends do. But it was not always easy. People were waiting for her to fail when she started 4 years ago.
In the beginning, when I first opened the doors, I think that it was people thought I was really going to have a hard time with it, and that I really wouldn't last. But what I just dug in, and I think I did. Like I said, I treated people real well, and I tried to have a club with a lot of integrity. You know, not saying the rest of them don't, but I really pushed that. and took care of people well. And I just opened my doors, and people that didn't understand what was happening here, I just say, well, come down. And there isn't anybody that, when they come in after they've been here for a while, don't realize that it's a real well-run place, and it's warm, and there's friendly people. I have, you know, there's doctors, and there's construction workers, and just people that like to play cards.
Card rooms have not always been held in the highest esteem. There are those who would say they are downright seedy.
I don't think any more seedy than bowling or darts. You know, some people like to bowl, some people like to play darts, and the people that come here like to play cards. And there was a time when the card rooms were kind of in the back of places, and it was thought of as mainly men sitting around smoking cigars. But you know, that's changed just like everything else.
Well, let's get down to business. The game is low ball. The perfect hand is a wheel, ace through 5. The lower the better, pairs are poison. The cards have been dealt, and DiamondSyl helps a newcomer get started.
Your cards, we want to hide them. We don't want anybody to see your cards.
$20. Goodbye.
$20, huh? Throw away the ones you don't like. These two. That one, the big one. No, that's little. Oh, it's yeah.
Ace is low.
She'd like 2. He's going to burn one. Now, don't let anybody see these. And she takes 1. We don't want to bet. We're not going to throw our hand away, so we just say check. Okay. We check. Now, we might beat her because she took 1, and it might be bigger than ours. She checked. Turn them over and let's see what we have.
No,
Turn them over. We have a queen.
Queen, 10, 5, 3, 8.
Could we? Yes?
Oh.
Yay, we won! That was fun, wasn't it? See how easy that was?
DiamondSyl says she runs a nice place. She provides a nice atmosphere for everyone, gentlemen and ladies.
Women like it. Women like it a lot because in the past, card rooms haven't really been open to women that much, you know. You could go in and play, but it was mainly thought of as a man's atmosphere. And I've really tried to make sure that the women that play here, if it's in the evening, they get walked to their car. And as far as trouble, there's a person only has trouble here once.
Now, that may have sounded a trifle ominous, but look at it this way. If you are bounced, at least it's been done with a velvet glove. This is George Watson for segment 2 in Pacheco.
Looks like a good spot. Tomorrow night on segment 2, we'll go to a tea dance.
Moral arguments aside, people just happen to love to gamble, which we all know.
We all know that. They do love to gamble, but they like to do a few other things at this place, Pete. The entertainment at DiamondSyl is cards and poker, but there is an extra added attraction of a certain, shall we call her, Miss Kitty, running her East Bay saloon, and her clients appreciate what she has to offer.
For me, it does nothing. For my husband, it's good.
I really can't tell you that on TV.
Well, here we go. I think you ought to take a picture of her and let everyone else decide.
DiamondSyl's her name. High heels, tight leather pants, fox boa, silk shirt, and well endowed with, among other things, jewels. How would you describe your look?
Well, kind of a poor man's Mae West, or a country girl Dolly Parton, or
Parlor poker with DiamondSyl, low ball only, entertaining her clients and raking in a few chips.
DiamondSyl knows the value of a chip as well as the value of TV. This glass of champagne was waiting for me before I even sat down, and I was just asked if I'd like another glass.
I like to have a real good time. And if I have to work, this is the way I do it.
In the business for 20 years, DiamondSyl told her former husband, who was also in the business, that she'd rather have a piece of the action than alimony.
I was told that I wouldn't last 3 weeks, and I was real scared when I first started. But I decided that I was going to take that chance. That's what life is about.
So 7 days a week, DiamondSyl struts her stuff while her clients hover over the felt and win a few, lose a few.
I don't take it real seriously. I think that I laugh first, and if other people can laugh with me, it's okay.
Needless to say, the men in the studio just love this story, and I should add that DiamondSyl says to me, in all seriousness, there's lots of other poker parlors over here in the East Bay. I wonder why they want to do stories on me, and I think that's something you should investigate, Pete. What do you think?
I say
Have fun with, and hopefully everybody knows I'm not really serious about it, you know.
Is it kind of like living out a fantasy?
Yeah, kind of a poor man's Mae West, I call myself.
I love it.
Or sometimes I dress very conservative and put my suit on and decide to be the businesswoman for the day. But it's like I said, it's my way of having fun with my job, and the customers enjoy it. You know, they certainly, I don't think it offends anybody.
Oh, for heaven's
Sometimes I
sakes,
get a little
no.
crazy, but this is entertainment in Chaco.
You know, a form of relaxation and a lot of fun is being able to play cards, especially if you get the right cards. We have the Queen of Diamonds here, and we have the Queen of Diamonds right here. We're at DiamondSyl on Pacheco Boulevard, and we have a very extraordinary lady here. She runs a poker parlor. We have legalized casino gambling here, don't you?
Yes, we do, in California.
You know, I'm really curious. You're a single woman in a man's business. How did you ever get into running a casino, and is it difficult?
Well, in the beginning, I was in business with my husband, and he was basically the first boss, and I was kind of just his helper. And I was married and had 2 children, and after we got divorced, I took one of the casinos and did it on my own. That was about 4 years ago.
You know, I think that, at least speaking for myself, I didn't realize that cards were legal in California. I think a lot of people don't realize that you can play. Now, does this include all of the games?
No, this just includes California draw poker. There's another game called Tangini, and in the olden days, they couldn't stop people from playing poker. It was
The house doesn't play, is that correct?
No, all I do is just provide the facility. I provide a dealer and the table and the chips, which run the same. I don't play. I take a percentage of people to my place. So I think, you know, that way everybody kind of ends up a winner.
Well, no, I think probably a lot of this has to do with the fact that you were saying before the cameras were on with Proposition 13, a lot of the smaller organizations are really suffering.
Yeah.
Your heart really goes out to them.
Yeah. They were used to getting money, and that money has been taken away from them. And a lot of them, they've never really had to go out on their own and try to raise money before. So, like I said, I help them, and in return, they help me.
If somebody's interested, let's say that I belong to the Phoenix program, which I know you work closely with, how much do you charge, and how much of a profit would they then make if they were to have, let's say, a casino night?
Well, all I do is I charge them usually $15, and I give back $10 in chips. And that's real money. So the person buying the ticket comes in and they can get $10 in chips, and they can win their money back or maybe win more. I usually put on a free dinner for them, and they can have a Coke or a cocktail with that. So it just really barely covers my expenses. And whatever the charity can sell their tickets for is the profit they make.
That's great. So anything over the $15, if I were to sell a ticket for $50, then obviously I'd have 80-something profit.
And all they really do have to do is just show up, sell the ticket, show up, and have a good time. And I take care of everything else. And it's been, like I said, it's helped me and it's helped them. And it's been very good for both of us.
You have really established a reputation around for having a lot of vivaciousness and a lot of charisma for a woman trying to be in business on your own. And a lot of the people that come in here are mostly men, so you're having to deal very much with a male-oriented, local society. How do you deal with that when someone tries to put upon you or put you down or take advantage of a situation?
I haven't found it difficult. Like I said, I think being a woman is really an advantage because women are used to dealing with men and taking care of situations. I try to just really provide a good atmosphere. This is supposed to, actually, they may be playing cards, but it's mainly a form of entertainment. And that's what I think I do, is I try to entertain people so they don't have to drive to Nevada or they don't have to leave more than 3 blocks from home to have a good time. You know?
Well, do you ever have problems? Do you ever get people that are upset and get into a bar brawl or a fight, and how do you handle it?
Well, problems always exist, but I think that most of my customers realize that I take responsibility for making sure the facility's good, but I can't, it's not my fault if they win or lose. And then if someone's had too much to drink and they're losing too much, we just cut them off and tell them to come back another day.
Sure.
And sometimes they get a little upset about that at the time, but they always come back and they always thank me later.
Yeah.
I'm here, this place isn't going anywhere, so if they're having a bad night, you know, they should just, you know, have some coffee and go on home. And most of my people live close, and they realize that. This is just a fun place for them to come, play cards, and meet with their friends.
You know, I think the thing that I'm realizing is I've never been in a poker parlor before, and from the people that I look around and see, it's not just necessarily a certain type of man that comes in here. You have all sorts of customers. Tell us about it.
I have men and women. I have a lot of regular women customers that are very nice ladies, and I
that
try
are
to
housewife types and the whole bit.
Mothers and career women, and there's really, you know, other than going to a movie or going to a bar to sit and drink, it's very hard finding forms of entertainment, and that's what this is. And I try to make sure, like, I have a policy that they get walked to their car, and women get treated very special here. You know, there was a time when women didn't feel welcome in card rooms, and I tried to change that. So I started with having women's tournaments, and so they get treated very well here, and they appreciate that.
Oh, I bet they do. Do you have a ceiling or a lid on your bids during the card game?
No, well, it's pretty well.
Like a house limit or
We
something?
start out in the mornings with 2 to 10s and 4 to 10s, and if the game progresses, and the players really can pretty well play what they want to play. If I have 7 players that want to play high stakes and they all agree to it, then it's their money. They get to play it. The only thing I do is I make sure that the game's run properly. The facility really belongs to the players.
What do you do in a case like when you would spot that someone had been cheating or you think that there's cheating going on? How do you handle that, or have you had that problem at all?
We pick up their chips and cash them out. I very rarely have. I have dealers, which some of the card clubs don't have dealers. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but I prefer to have dealers because the dealer doesn't play. His only job is to run the game. He holds the cards. So it's very difficult for somebody to come in and do anything because they don't have the cards in their hand to do that with. And I also feel that he keeps the game. And for new people, there's a lot of people that, you know, like yourself, have never played before. So if you come in here and you haven't played, the dealer will practically help you. And he will tell you, you know, it's your turn to bet. How many do you want?
I would suggest the ace, yeah.
Yeah. So I find that eliminates that. Plus I have a floor man, just like in Vegas, that his job is to walk around and watch people. And I've just been, I don't know if they know they're not going to get away with it here, but I just don't have that problem.
You know, tell me about your dealers. I can't imagine that finding a dealer is just something that you put an ad in the newspaper for.
You know, I don't think I've never advertised for dealers. I think they either find me, most of them are local people, a lot of them start out as players.
Well, do you train them yourself?
I've trained some of them. There isn't a lot to draw from because there is only 9 other places in the county. Up to last year, you had to live in the county for 2 years to get a license. All my dealers are licensed. They have, the Sheriff's Department gives them a real extensive, they have to be licensed, and they look into their background. So we're very well scrutinized.
So what are you looking for in a good dealer? What do you think are the qualifications that make someone?
Well, I think you can learn to deal. You can learn the mechanics, but you have to like people, and you have to be able to smile through everything. Naturally, if somebody's losing, the only person they can blame is the dealer.
Yeah.
And a love for this business, I think. Most of my dealers really love the business and love the people that they come in contact with.
What about all the clever hand manipulations with the cards?
We don't do that.
That's more just showy.
Yeah, I don't think I have a dealer that really knows how to do that. You know, they learn how to deal straight, and I don't really care about doing any of the fancy stuff. Just as long as they can get them off the top.
You know, the thing that I've noticed, I was in here one day before we actually did this interview to look around to see how we would shoot this, and was the camaraderie that you have between your help and the customers. It was like a big family. You really choose your employees carefully, and they come from all over the world, don't they?
Well, I think when people come in, they're drinking and they're gambling, you have to take total responsibility for them. I take responsibility for my customers until the time I get them to their car and they're on their way home, and then I sure hope they get home safe. And if they've had too much to drink, we send them home in a cab. But that's what you have to do. People come in here, they want to shut the world out, they want to be able to relax, and they don't want to have to worry about anything except being able to relax and play cards.
Sure.
And that's what my employees get paid to do, and that's what, you know, our job is. And we may laugh and smile and have a good time when we're working, but I think we all take our job very seriously. There are no little mistakes in a card game.
Tell us about some of the employees you have working for you. You have them from all over the world, don't you?
Yeah, I have a pretty international group here. It's just like people that like to play have no set boundaries. People that work here have no set boundaries. I have Hashish, I have Michael, I have housewives and mothers. I have quite a few women that work for me. I found that it's a really good job for a woman because the hours are so flexible. And if somebody has young kids and it's better that they work days or nights, we can usually work that out for them. So it works real well for women to be able to give them flexible hours.
What kind of hours are you open for playing cards? If a person wanted to come down early in the morning,
In the morning. In fact, I have a DiamondSyl special. If you get here before 10:30, I give 20 for 10, which means you buy in $10 and you get $20 worth of chips, and that's my way of getting the game started. So that by 10:30, I have, you know, 1 or 2 full games going, and then during the week we close at 2, and on weekends I go from Friday morning at 10 until Sunday a.m. to all weekend. We don't close. And there's always a game. There's always people working. For me, personally, the place never closes for me.
No.
Because after 2 o'clock, that's when I do my book work and we stock and we take care of our business.
Well, now, aren't you open on weekday evenings then?
Until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right, okay.
Open to the public until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But as far as for myself and my help, we may be here a lot later because there's times you have to try to do the business end of it and do your paperwork.
When do you do that? I mean, you get here early in the morning or what?
Sometimes at 8:30, and sometimes we stay late. We just, you know, whenever we can. There's not a lot of time to do it. So it's open. For us, it's open all the time. For the public, it's open, as I said, from 10 until 2, and then all weekend.
Yeah.
All weekends get very interesting.
Why is that?
Because we don't close.
And so it's just like it's a marathon, you know.
That's right. And I have customers that come in on Friday and stay until Sunday.
I'm wondering, what do you think is the most fun about your job?
Being my own boss and being able to make my own mistakes. I think also the fact that I work with people. You know, I don't really have a product, and sometimes I get very scared. But when something, I may make 10 decisions and maybe 6 of them will be good, 4 of them will be wrong. But when the good ones turn out, I feel real good about it, you know. And the fact that I think that I perform a service.
Oh, sure.
By helping people get away from their everyday drudgeries and having a good time. You know, they can come in here and enjoy themselves. And I think people really need that, especially in this day and age. And also, I think that there's a feeling of community to this place, of people that work around here and live around here and play around here. And it's a need that's not being filled any other way.
Diamond, if you were talking to all of those people that are right out there right now that have never been in the casino before, and you wanted to encourage them, because a lot of people such as myself, having not been in here before, would have been a little apprehensive, what's the one thing you'd tell them?
Come on down.
Give it a try.
Come on down, that's all.
Can you guarantee they'll have a good time?
Pretty much so. You know, I said guarantee them a good time. I can't promise them they'll win, but I can guarantee them a good time. I have free low ball tournaments so, you know, the worst thing they can do is have a good time. It's not going to cost them anything to come down and try it. And they may just meet some other nice people and enjoy themselves without have to driving a long way. And I think that's real important with the way the drunk driving laws are. It's just a lot of people really don't want to get on the highway. I'm a big believer in keeping your money and your business at home.
Yeah. Well, I just really want to encourage you that if you enjoy playing cards, to come on down to DiamondSyl. It's right here in Pacheco. And I would really want to stress the fact that if you belong to an organization, especially a small organization, and you're trying to raise money, give DiamondSyl a call. For $15 per person, it seems like that you could make a lot of money on top of that for your organization.
The big money stakes of owning a casino, teaching exotic birds to be loving pets, and the only way to make pizza. Thank goodness it's 4 o'clock.
DiamondSyl when we come back.
In the Contra Costa County town of Pacheco, there are several casinos. One of them is owned by a lady who'd be right at home on the Old West Barbary Coast.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
If your name's DiamondSyl, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Also spades, hearts, and clubs. DiamondSyl, you see, runs a gambling casino in Pacheco. That's right, gambling. Lowball and draw poker are permitted in California. It's a city or county option. And to DiamondSyl, it's good, clean fun. Sylvia Sherrick got the casino as part of a divorce settlement a few years ago and decided it was just what that sleepy town in Contra Costa County needed.
There's really not a lot of things to do other than, you know, maybe go to a movie or go sit in a bar. So this is really a form of entertainment for local residents. I try to think of this place as recreational gambling. The casino itself doesn't gamble. All I do is I provide the facilities for other people to gamble, and I take a percentage for that. And for that percentage, I provide a dealer and supervision, make sure they have a good time, and make sure everybody's treated fairly. And so the house actually doesn't play.
Well, the house may not play, but Syl herself doesn't mind taking a hand or two now and then, mingling with the customers and spreading around a bit of that DiamondSyl charm.
Oh, because I won, huh? That wasn't very much, was it? I kind of created DiamondSyl as a character to work behind. It's kind of taken from a Mae West character where she doesn't know a movie where she has a casino. And I thought it would be a fun character that would kind of allow me to dress up and play different parts. And it's worked real well for me. It's been a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun for the customers, too, and for DiamondSyl's employees.
Diamond is, she's a gem. She really is.
That lady is #1 lady. She's a pretty lady. She helps everybody else if you need it. She treats you good.
Kind of flamboyant. She's a lot of fun.
I enjoy coming here because I feel comfortable. It's warm.
She is for real. She's as down to earth as anyone could ever be.
In the words of the immortal Mae West, it's better to be looked over than overlooked. And being overlooked is a problem DiamondSyl will never have. Her busy casino is proof that a lot of people in Pacheco just love to come up and see her sometime, all the time. I tried.
Mae West reincarnated, right?
Right.
Wonderful
Patrick's
imitation.
not the only one who can do imitations.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. You can do Mr. T later in the show.
Okay,
Let's
right.
go to Evan White right now in the newsroom. He has the latest.
Well, it's food.